Hey guys, I am making my Q&A finally, and I'm making it on my webcam because I'm really lazy and I really didn't want to set up my camera. I will set up my camera for other videos that I happen to make. Sorry, I have to get comfortable. I'm not comfortable with how I'm sitting right now. But yeah, regardless, I will be using my camera, so not all of these videos will be as shitty as this one, and I'm sorry, but all it is a Q&A, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, I've told you guys I would make this video for a very long time now, and I never got around to it because I didn't want to, because I'm lazy. So I'll do it now, and you'll all be very happy to have. My hair is in my face and it's itching me. Ah, okay. Oh, non-bracelet. Always wearing my non-bracelet. It's a thing now. Like, I don't take it off unless I'm sleeping. And I think I slept in it last night, but last night was crazy, so I don't really remember how I fell asleep. Yes, questions and answers for you, so you can get to know me, apparently. Okay, first question. Do you ever want to get married and or have babies? No. I I have no desire to reproduce because I feel like that would just be bad for everyone. Like, no one needs more of me. There is enough of me. There's too much of me most of the time. As for marriage, I think of that one as more of a personal thing. Like, I have a lot of trouble depending on people, or allowing myself to depend on them. So if I notice myself starting to get to that point, I normally shut people out, and then they have to work twice as hard to get back in, and I'm just really bad about that. So I don't feel like I'll ever be at a place in my life where I'll have the desire or the ability to depend on one person solely and live with them and do all that marriage shit with them. Like, I don't want to wear your ring. I don't want you to own me. Like, this is all personal, by the way. Like, I have nothing wrong with weddings or marriage. Like, I really love to see people in love as much as I bitch about couples. So if you're taking this personally, don't do that. Don't ever take anything I say personally unless I call you out and I'm like, you, bitch, I mean this towards you. But aside from that, don't take what I say personally. So no marriage, no babies, nothing. Not gonna happen. Unless, Jeremy McKinnon proposes to me, in which case I'll be like, yeah, let's get married now. My screen just got dark. Have you lived in Ohio your whole life? Yeah. I was born in the hospital that I can literally see from my bedroom window. My mom actually works there again. She didn't used to. My grandma used to work there. But she works there, and I can see my mom's work out my bedroom window, and that's weird for me. But yeah, I was born and raised within 45 minutes of Columbus, and I haven't left, and I won't leave, I imagine, ever. I love Ohio as much as I hate it. Like, our weather fucking sucks, and we are just a bunch of cornfields, but I love it. Okay. And now the questions get pretty real. What is your best advice for a self-harmer in recovery? Get rid of your blades. People say this to you all the time, and they'll always be like, just get rid of your blades, and then you won't be able to do it. And reach out to your friends, but that's like the best advice. That's the reason it's everywhere, is because if you're taking away your ability to cut yourself or burn yourself, like, get rid of anything that you could use to hurt yourself. Like, even if you have bobby pins and you feel the need to hurt yourself, like, get that shit out. You don't need that. You're not hurting yourself anymore. So yeah, reach out to your friends. Get rid of your blades. If you feel that I'm pulling on my sock right now, and I'm really sorry. If you feel the need to hurt yourself, reach out to someone. Text them, call them, go to their house. Like, get yourself in a position where someone can tell you how wonderful you are. You don't even have to tell them that you're going to hurt yourself. Just be like, hey, I'm feeling really down. Can you tell me I'm awesome? Because I can guarantee you that, like, your best friend's going to give you 50 million reasons they love you. Whereas you could give yourself 25 zillion reasons why you hate yourself. So my hair is just not, what's it doing? Like, I don't know what's happening today. I didn't shower. That's what happened. Right. Okay. So that's my advice for self-harming. Sorry, I have my questions on my computer screen, and since I'm lazy, yeah. Would you consider yourself open or closed off as a person? Oh, and why? For a while I considered myself really, really closed off, and I thought that I didn't let people in or anything, and then I realized that I'm actually pretty open. I'll talk to people about stuff. I will talk to a complete stranger about my eating disorder and be like, hey, bitch, I'm recovering from anorexia. And they're like, oh, but you look good now. Oh, thank you. Because that's how eating disorders work. Like, you're right. Since I look good, it doesn't matter. But yeah, pretty open in that sense. And then, here it is again. In romantic relationships, I'm very closed off. I don't let people in. I don't want people to get to know me in that way. Like, don't trust you. Like, I just don't trust people. I don't want to depend on you. I don't want you to do things for me. Like, allow me to do things for myself. And that's how I'm closed off. Yay, my life is sad. What have been your values in recovery, and what has been your greatest motivation? Okay, super cheesy. This whole answer is super cheesy, and you're like, oh, no surprise there. Like, she said the thing that everyone says. My values in recovery, I've learned so much this past year about who I am as a person, and like the fact that I am a person. Like, for a while, all that mattered to me was my looks, because that's all that there was. Like, I didn't have a personality. I got drunk and I worked out, and that was my life, which is really sad. Like, there were other things in there, obviously. I didn't literally just every day go get drunk and then go work out, but like, that's what I remember from that time, which is sad. But so I didn't have a life. Like, all that mattered was what people were telling me, which was, you're so pretty, oh my god, like, I love your hair, I love your eyes, you're so thin, oh my god, blah blah blah. And I was like, well, apparently that's all that matters. Like, so that's all I focused on, because I had an eating disorder and people were telling me to focus on it, so I did it because it was already in my mind. But then in the past year, I've learned that I fucking hate working out. I think. I still don't know. Sometimes I want to run, and I'm like, do I really want to run? Do I really want to be fit? No, probably not. I don't know. But I realized that, like, there's so much more to me. Like, I'm fucking hilarious, and I'm sassy, and I'm witty, and I'm smart, and I'm a fucking bad bitch. Like, these are my values now. That's so funny. This is who I am, though. Like, I value who I am, and I value who I've become and who I'm becoming. And in recovery, that's the most important thing. It's not that you got your boobs back, or that you have healthy hair again, which all of that is really cool. And it's like, hell yeah, physical signs of recovery, because that makes it easier. Like, if your hair's shiny and sparkly, and you're like, oh, this is a good thing about recovery, but you don't realize that you start recovery and you're this sad, sad little person, ghost, really. And then everything's really hard, and it gets really bad for a while. And then a couple months or a year down the road, you're looking back and you're like, holy shit, like, who was that? Who am I? What's happening? Like, I have friends, and I have people that I love, and I have a life, and I have a job that I love so much, and the ability to do that job and be there for my friends because I have me back, you know? Like, these are the things that you learn to truly value in recovery. Like, making your best friend laugh, or having customers come in, like mine yesterday, who were like, you're so wonderful, here's our last chocolate. Like, a few months ago, I wouldn't have even been able to talk to them, let alone, like, eat the chocolate that they gave me. I'd be like, this is our sale, and then just walk away and die. Okay, pass out. I'm sorry. That was probably bad. I have a thing for over-exaggerating, and I'm sorry. But yeah, values in recovery. And now I'll do my biggest recovery motivations, which are, once again, very cheesy. My job, my family, my blog, like, you guys, my hair. Okay. You guys are all of these invisible people on the internet all over the world but you're not invisible and you mean so much to me. And when I get messages that are like, because of you I ate of your food, and because of you I threw away my self-harm tools, and because of you I've been clean for 13 months, like, that's fucking amazing. And when people tell me that, I'm just like, this is why I do this. This is my motivation. Like, because if I'm not here recovering, I'm relapsing, and there are thousands of people who would be like, if she's relapsing, I can relapse, and that's okay because she's doing it. And I don't want that. I want you guys to be happy and healthy and yay. And also, my best friends, big motivation for me. Like, Jessica, I know you're gonna watch this. I love you. You're my best friend. Sorry guys. You know how we are. I had to have that nice little moment there. But yeah, the people in your life who matter, that's the motivation that you need. What countries do you want to visit? I don't like the idea of traveling. I know that's very close-minded, but I totally don't want to leave the US. Like, I have no desire to, because, being in a place where I can't just go home makes me super uncomfortable. So I'll travel to, like, Seattle, and I'll go to Tennessee, and maybe Florida, but that's it. Like, I'm not traveling any farther than that. Sorry, guys. Maybe England someday. Get over there and see all my English people. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. How can I help a loved one with an eating disorder? Okay, this is a long answer. Like, I already wrote out the answer because I knew it would be long. And I get this question a lot, so I'm gonna do a more of a catch-all so that I can give the best advice to a lot of people instead of good advice for one person and shitty advice to another. The first thing that you need to determine to know how you can help is, do you also have an eating disorder? And are either of you in recovery? Because if you have an eating disorder and you're in recovery and you're trying to be all positive and eating your food and shit, and my hair, my god. But if you're trying to recover and someone that you are very close to is not, that's it. Like, you can't help them because they're lost right now, and you can't help them find themselves. They have to find themselves on their own, because if you go in there and try to help them, you're gonna be just as lost as they are in a couple minutes, because you're gonna be like, oh, well, maybe I miss not eating, or maybe I miss purging, because they're doing it, like, and I love them. No. If you are trying to recover, and someone you love has an eating disorder, the best thing you can do for them is get them help them find someone who can actually support them, and then back off. Like, make your boundaries, be like, don't talk to me about this, or this, and I love you. Like, you can still have your relationship and you can still love them, but things have to change. And if you're not dealing with an eating disorder, then cool for you, dude. Lucky. But to help, you can do a lot of different things, like help them get therapy, help them with meals, encourage them. Don't take their shit. Like, if they tell you they already ate, did they? Do you really think that someone with an eating disorder ate without you telling them to? That, with a restrictive eating disorder. Sorry. I say these things and I don't think them through. But, like, or if they go to the bathroom right after eating, go with them. Be like, hey, sorry, but I'm totally gonna be in this bathroom with you because you're not gonna purge. But, like, being a support is amazing, and it's so, the simple things help. Like, bring them an apple, like, give them peanut butter, hold their hand when they're crying, rub their back to make them fall asleep. Like, I'm just listing the things that my best friends did for me when I was really struggling. And without them, I would have died. Like, there was a point where they would ask me if I ate, and then if I said no or yes, they'd be like, okay, well, have an apple and some peanut butter anyways. And little things like that. Like, you're gonna keep them alive, and they're with you, and eventually, my back itches. Eventually, they will get to the point where they actually want to get help, and that's what you can encourage them to do, but you can't fight their battles for them. You can't take on this responsibility because it's not yours. You can only do what you can do, and you need to take care of yourself as well as them. Like, you come first, regardless of whether you're in recovery or not. That's just the thing about being a human, is you come first. Okay, how did you go about asking for help and getting treatment? I told Bailey the winter of 2011, 2012, so, like, damn, 2 winters ago. Like, not this past winter and not the last winter, but the winter before that. 3 winters ago. That is counting for you. And I kind of told her, I was like, hey, I had a breakdown, actually, and I was like, hey, like, releasing small tidbits of information, and then it got bad, and I was hurting myself a lot, and then I was acting on a lot of disordered behaviors, and eventually all of my friends kind of tried to find a place for me to go, and Bailey got a hold of my mother, and Bailey got a hold of her mother, and they're both nurses. Well, one's a doctor and one's a nurse. My mom's a nurse. And the 3 of them kind of teamed up to get me what I needed, and they researched treatment places. Like, I was so lucky, and I am so grateful and always will be for those 3 women, because they saved my life in a time when I didn't even want to be alive. But yeah, I got lucky. People actually helped me a lot with that, and I know that a lot of people don't get that. Like, I was just blessed in that way, and I'm not religious, but I was totally blessed there. Very, very lucky child. That's how I got treatment. Sorry, that's an abrupt ending to that. Oh yay, it's my favorite question. What caused your relapse? I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and thinking back to October, when apparently my relapse started, as someone pointed out to me, and I did look back, and you're right, like, that is when it started, but I had just come out of a really bad relapse that summer, and I was trying to get back on my feet because, like, there were too many things that I valued, and I couldn't quite get back on my feet, and then a lot of stuff happened, and there was, like, a lot of negative energy around me, and I broke up with my boyfriend, and things were really up in the air, and I just kind of fell apart without realizing it, and that's how I got to the point I was at, and it just kind of, like, slowly fell apart more and more, until I realized that I was losing control again, as it was pointed out to me by other people who were like, hey, I'm worried about you because this, and this. And then I realized that I had lost way too much weight, and I was starting to look unhealthy again, which I still think, like, I look so sick right now. Part of it is because I'm hungover, so my face is bloated. But my hair started falling out again, and my body was acting funny, and I was always cold, and I was just really triggered all the time, and then all of a sudden everything hit me at once when I realized that I was relapsing, and then I relapsed harder because I was aware of it, and I was like, well, fuck that, and then I just let my eating disorder take over, and fell apart some more, and here I am today, 4 days after eating again, and I'm in a panic about it. But yeah, relapse is terrible, and recovery is also terrible, but recovery leads you to less terrible things, and relapse leads you to death. So, clear choices. My really shitty video that was done on my laptop without me having showered and actually doing my makeup and with no good lighting is over now, and you can go back to your normal lives and forget that I spoke to you for 20 minutes apparently. Yes, bye.